Hi, English learners. I want to tell you my story about when I first started learning English. Maybe you'll relate to it. Maybe you felt the same struggles, the same frustrations. If you have, I want you to know, you are not alone. Like many of you, I had a big dream. I wanted to speak English fluently, confidently, just like native speakers. I wanted to watch movies without subtitles, travel the world, and maybe even study abroad one day. At that time, I thought the key to fluency was simple: study hard. So, I made a plan. I bought grammar books, watched English lessons on YouTube, and practiced vocabulary every day. At first, I felt so motivated. Every new word I learned felt like a step closer to my goal. Every grammar rule I mastered made me feel smarter. I believed that if I studied enough, I would be able to speak naturally. But then, something unexpected happened. When I tried to speak English, I couldn't. And that was the beginning of my biggest struggle. The first time I tried to speak in class, my teacher asked a simple question. "Anna, can you introduce yourself in English?" My heart pounded. I had practiced this before. I knew exactly what to say. But as soon as all eyes were on me, my brain went blank. My name is Anna. I am, years old. I struggled to find the words, my voice barely above a whisper. My classmates waited. I could hear my own heartbeat. The silence stretched. My teacher smiled encouragingly, but I felt like I had failed. After class, I told myself, it was just nerves. Next time will be better. But it wasn't. Every time I tried to speak, the same thing happened. My words got stuck in my throat. I hesitated, paused too much, or gave up halfway. Why is this happening? I asked myself. I know the words. I can write them. I understand when I listen. So why can't I speak? It got worse outside the classroom. One afternoon, I was in a bookstore when a foreign tourist approached me. "Excuse me, do you know where the nearest coffee shop is?" My brain screamed, "Yes! It's just 2 blocks away. Just say it." But nothing came out. I opened my mouth, then closed it. My heart pounded in my chest. The words were trapped. The tourist looked at me, waiting. After a few awkward seconds, I panicked and muttered, sorry," before rushing out of the store. I sat on a bench outside, my face burning with shame. Why am I like this? I thought. That night, I stared at my English books, feeling defeated. I study so much, but I still can't speak. Maybe I'm just not good at English. For the first time, I considered giving up. Before I made my final decision, I decided to visit Mr. Lewis, an old English teacher at the library. He had taught many students before, and people always said he gave the best advice. When I arrived, Mr. Lewis greeted me warmly. "Anna, how's your English going?" he asked. I hesitated, before sighing. "I don't know, sir. I study every day, but when I try to speak, my mind goes blank. I forget everything. It's so frustrating," Mr. Lewis chuckled. "Ah, I see. Anna, tell me, when you were a baby, how did you learn your first language?" I frowned. "I don't remember. I guess by listening and speaking?" "Exactly," he nodded. "You didn't study grammar first. You didn't memorize vocabulary lists. You just listened, copied, and made mistakes. But now, You're trying to be perfect before you even speak. I blinked. I had never thought about it that way. So what should I do? I asked. Forget about being perfect. Just speak. Every day say something in English, even if it's wrong. Make mistakes. Laugh at them. Keep going. It sounded simple, but could it really work? The next morning, I stood in front of my mirror. Okay, one sentence. I took a deep breath and said, I am drinking water. It felt strange, but I kept going. Today is a good day. I cringed at my pronunciation, but forced myself to continue. At school, I found a language exchange group where students practiced English together. They weren't perfect either. Some made funny grammar mistakes, some mispronounced words, but they all laughed and kept talking. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. A few weeks later, I was at a cafe when I overheard a foreigner struggling to order food. I hesitated, but then Mr. Lewis's words echoed in my mind. Just speak. Summoning. My courage, I turned to the tourist and said, sorry? You need help? The tourist's eyes lit up. Yes. I don't understand the menu. I took a deep breath and explained, slowly but clearly. I made a few mistakes. I paused a lot. But the tourist understood me. And for the first time, I felt proud. I didn't become fluent overnight. There were still times when I hesitated, when I forgot words. But I no longer let it stop me. I kept speaking. I recorded myself talking every day. I made friends from other countries and practiced with them. I even started giving short presentations in class. And then, one day, something amazing happened. My English teacher called on me during a lesson. Anna, can you share your thoughts on this topic? My heart raced, but this time I didn't freeze. I took a deep breath and started speaking, not perfectly, not without mistakes, but with confidence. And as I spoke, I realized I was finally becoming the person I had always dreamed of, the girl who could speak English. So, if you're struggling to speak English, here are my best tips that helped me overcome my fears. Don't wait to be perfect. Just start speaking. You will make mistakes, and that's okay. Speak anyway. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Speak out loud every day. Even if you're alone, talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing, your thoughts, or what you see around you. Don't be afraid of pauses and hesitation. It's normal. Even native speakers pause to think. Just keep going. Turn mistakes into learning opportunities. Instead of feeling embarrassed, laugh at your mistakes and learn from them. Mistakes help you grow. Remember, learning a language is a journey, not a race. If you ever feel frustrated, just think about this. One day, you will look back and realize how far you've come, just like I did. So, keep speaking, keep learning, and don't give up. And if you ever feel stuck, just remember my story. If I could do it, so can you.